Hey, stay. How's it going?
Hiya, it's going well. Enjoying an evening in London. Got the stuff decorated as you can see. I got my penguin with nice. What are those called? The ones you put all over on Christmas.
Yeah, like tinsel or
Oh yeah,
something
that's
like
it.
that.
Yeah, yeah. I also got a Christmas tree and I put lights up on it. And yeah, my 6-month-old loves it. So pretty happy about that.
Nice. How big
Yeah.
a tree did you get?
A small one, like 40 centimeters. It's like up to here.
Okay.
Or I'm not very tall, but yeah, uh, it's pretty okay. Yeah, I was. It's yeah, it's bigger than 40 centimeters. It's like uh, it's actually like 90, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, ours is like less than ours is like 1 meter.
Okay, so yeah,
It's
pretty
or not
close.
even
Yeah.
not even that. I mean, it's like a tabletop tree. It sits on top of our little coffee table, and it's not very high on top of that.
Nice. Well, I think mine is the same. I misjudged like the initial height, but yeah, it's kind of like the same. Did you decorate it already?
Yep, has lights and some of our favorite ornaments.
Nice. That's great. Yeah, usually I didn't like go this early into December for decorating. In my family growing up, it was like around the 20th, so very close to Christmas. But yeah, I noticed that in the UK at least, Christmas starts from I think the 1st of November, really. So yeah, I think it's considered pretty late.
Yeah. Yeah, 20th of December would be pretty late. That's not much time to enjoy all of those decorations before you have to take them down.
Yeah, exactly. I never understood why, but that's what happened. So yeah, now preparing everything early makes a bit more sense. Is it the same in the US? How has it been for you?
Yeah, I think for us, it's always been right after Thanksgiving. Then we can start thinking about decorating and the new holidays. Before that, it's almost like it always feels like you're preparing for the next holiday. So you're preparing for Halloween. Then after Halloween, you're preparing for Thanksgiving. Then after Thanksgiving, you're preparing for Christmas. And after Christmas, you're preparing for New Year's.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of holidays at the end of the year. So I guess yeah, one leads to the other.
Yep, 2 months of holidays basically. Yeah. Let's see. What what all have you been up to hardcover wise lately?
Been working hard on wrapping up the page for the year in books, and whoever is the librarian on hardcover could see that as a preview. So we've been gathering all the sections, gathering all the books, and yeah, I've been studying everything, and we've pushed it so that people can check it before we make it live. And yeah, we're revising it, getting it ready for Christmas when we'll actually release it. Very excited about that. I think it's shaped up to be a very nice and engaging like experience.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it too. It's been a fun one to build. It's like just so much more colorful and creative. Um, and it helps that it's like it's on its own little island where we don't have to like integrate it with the rest of the site. It can just be its own like separate experience for like you know people to be introduced to hardcover.
Yeah, yeah, I love that about it, and I think like some of the stuff we did on it will apply for other things as well. I was just thinking like how cool would it be to have like the same formats for a selection of your own like personal stats. I was looking at stuff happening with Spotify Wrapped and everybody sharing their music and got lots of ideas based on that. I think like we could do some of those things pretty easily. I also saw the Duolingo wrapped, so basically, like
Mm.
it's like what you learned in the last year, and I like that it's like even more simple than the Spotify Wrapped. It's just like a selection of slides, very similar to what we're doing for Erin books. So yeah, that got me thinking. This would be like a nice thing to reuse for, I don't know, building that kind of
Yeah, that'd be
yeah,
neat.
that kind of experience.
Yeah,
But even so, yeah, seeing the authors highlighted, we also got like something prepared. Well, it's not much. We're a small network, but we're letting the authors know that their book was featured as on the hardcover Union Books page, which is pretty important for us because yeah, basically it's like what people have been doing on hardcover. uh, got some nice stickers prepared. Can't wait to like share those once
yeah,
they reach you.
yeah. I'm pretty excited about that. Like I I'm like cautiously excited about it because like reaching out to authors and trying to get them to, agree to let us send them something for free. Even even though in this case, we're not asking them for anything. We're not trying to like sell them anything. We're just trying to like congratulate them. It still feels like, they probably get bombarded by tons of people that are asking them for things, and we're not. We're just letting them know like, hey, like, yeah, you're popular on hardcover, and trying to communicate that without sounding like spammy or like self-promotional is always a concern. But I think the sticker and the tone of the messaging we're doing to them will help.
Yeah, it's a long shot. I mean, Brandon Sanderson probably is like a bit wary of the letters he's opening for like many reasons, and I guess every author on that page is very wary of opening fan mail or like mail from companies. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we should like do something like maybe on the letter like handwrite the address or something to make it
Mm.
likelier for them to actually open it. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I
not
I think I think I would do
yeah,
that mostly because I don't want to like try to get the print mail merge label system. So I'm just planning on having letters with envelopes and stamps and addresses written on them.
yeah, that's perfect. I share that yeah, concern about printers. I tried printing envelopes, and it's not the. I also have like the cheapest laser printer available. So when I print envelopes, I have to jam them just at the right time so the printer actually like hits them up and spits them out. So yeah, it's a process. I've tried that. Wouldn't want to go there again. But yeah, that'd be nice. Maybe get like one of those. Like slightly yellowish paper envelope, so it looks like even more like of a thing. Sorry, I'm a designer. Like paper texture is one of my, I guess.
Yeah, if you send me a link for one of the envelopes, I can probably pick them up next time I'm out at the store.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll send you like exactly what I'm talking about. Just
Yeah,
like slightly textured, like yeah. I
yeah,
was even thinking of making a seal, but maybe for next year with the hardcover logo on it. So you actually like I love that kind of stuff. I always wanted to make one, but
mm.
I haven't like found the context to like actually make a seal. Maybe a hardcover logo seal would actually, those ones when you actually drip
Oh
uh,
yeah,
uh, the candle thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a
wax.
wax seal.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Well, I do have a bunch of leftover stickers. I could always just use one of those, but I
oh
think
yeah.
I think they use the old hardcover logo, unfortunately.
Oh crap, yeah.
So I
Uh,
probably need to just like toss those and replace them with the new one because
yeah, donate them to sticker lovers at the hardcover convention whenever that will happen. Who knows?
yeah, yeah, that'll be cool. Um,
Yeah. How about
oh,
you? What have you been cooking?
uh, well, kind of while we've been like finalizing 2023 year in books, and been doing some like preliminary work on lists to kind of bring that to the next step, which I think we're going to jump into the design of in a bit. I wanted to get us off of Algolia, our search for hardcover, because right now, like that one feature search costs us, I think our bill last month was $360, which is like basically a third of our total cost, and it's our largest bill. So I've been like I had a call with Ben from Shepherd a couple of months, like a month or two ago, and he mentioned that they use TypeSense for search, which is very similar to Argolia. And so I decided to start like trying it out, and it is not just similar to Algolia, but they designed it to have the same interface as Algolia. So it's basically the same, um, except you can run it open source on your own server, or you can use their cloud hosting. And so on Friday, I tried just like doing a quick like demo locally, try to get it working. And within an hour, I had Algolia replaced with TypeSense locally. Like it was that fast to get it set up because everything was using the same interfaces we currently use.
Yeah,
Um, and so after that, I spent like the rest of the week, like rest of the weekend and the last couple of days, just uh, like not just getting a replacement, but making it so that we have some additional features to kind of to prepare for discussions in the future.
yeah,
Because with discussions, we're going to need things like when you're typing in a discussion box and you do like at and you search for a book title, that book title is going to come from Algolia, not from our Postgres database. And so we need to have like books, authors, anything that we want to be auto completable in discussions needs to be in this search index.
yeah.
So this is kind of a preliminary work for that future discussion step.
Yeah, that sounds
And
great. And the reason I'm very happy that we switched is that now you can search for other users. So you can search for readers if you want, which is a thing that I needed before. And I had people who signed up on Hardcover and they were asking for my username. And after that, they didn't know, like, they were hoping they would be able to search for me through our search or to search for other users. And I think that's going to be like a really cool network feature to search for other people, instead of asking them what's your at and then like modifying the URL, which in the app is impossible. So yeah, I think they were using the app. That was the problem, where you can't like actually write URLs, so there's no way to discover other people on hardcover. So yeah, very nice that that's happening, and
yeah,
for discussions later on, and for our bill. I mean,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah, and and also just like the hosting cost of the new one. I've been testing it locally, and it's looking like it'll probably cost around $50 a month, and
That's quite an
that's
improvement. Yeah.
yeah, and that's with the hosted version where they're hosting it for us in the TypeSense cloud.
Okay.
So we don't even have to worry about running the servers or anything for it. So that's an additional bonus.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm amazed of all these open source alternatives. I mean, if it was for me, I mean, I'd use like open source everything, and there's so many like really good alternatives. I think many years ago, especially for someone who was in design, open source meant they were like half as functional if you were lucky, and they looked bad. Now there are open source alternatives which actually look better than like the traditional paid ones. Yeah, I'm hoping, for that reason. And there's like the open source community is huge and growing. You've got open source for everything, for signing documents, for like really hard stuff. I'm still looking for an open source accounting platform. I've seen
Hmm.
a few, but it's the same
Yeah.
problem. So there are some areas, and of course, there's no open source book platform, which I'm hoping will be at some point. Uh,
There's
so
there's one that I've looked into that I really like for open source book platforms, but they call it a bookworm, which is like a federated
oh
one,
yeah,
like on
bookworm, yeah.
the Fediverse,
Mm-hmm.
which has its like pros and cons because it means that it's very hard to like iterate and make changes because you have to get consensus between all of the different like instances that are also running this instance. Um, so like it's one of those things where I so admire what they're doing, but it also makes it very hard for them to iterate at the speed that we're iterating at because we don't have to, you know, plan everything around that open standard. As much as I'd love it to be that open.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean their model. I mean it's impressive, and props to them for doing that. But yeah, it has its problems because is on the federated verse. I was thinking about something much more, along the lines of many companies. This model where there's also a core team that makes the product decisions. I think that's best because. Open source means if someone wants to fix something, they can do that. So they don't have to wait for us. And we've had plenty of people for hardcover that have been asking for that. And if they're really really involved, they can at some point even become part of the team. But it takes away that necessity of them being on the team to do those changes. And there's still like a core company managing the open source product, which works for many, and also ideally pays the salaries of the people who are working.
Yeah,
uh,
that's kind of how TypeSense is for you know, they have like their cloud offering, which is what pays for the rest of the business and continuing like a development of like the features that we're using. So by using the cloud, we can like help support them while get something that's really good for a very reasonable price. Yeah, let's see. Um, I think we might have. Okay,
Oh
there we go.
yeah,
It was buffering a bit.
yeah. Here we go. Yeah, yeah. It's a really good model, and I'm hoping. I mean, this is I think the model that we should be looking into for hardcover as well, to have like that product. What's important for this model is that if we do something bad, or I don't know, if we stray from our mission, you can always fork it, so you can replicate hardcover and build your own if you'd want that, which is what open source is about. I think that mission, I mean, that also puts us in a position where we have to stick to that initial mission, and we have to provide updates. But it's also like an assurance that, as many people mentioned, they're afraid uh, that some of the book platforms they've invested serious amounts of time in, they will just go bankrupt, or they will not deliver. Like Goodreads, at some point, somebody buys them, or somebody, stuff is going on the team and they stop delivering it. So that is an
Yeah.
assurance against this. At some point, at that point, someone can continue it because it's an open source project. So that like assurance, I think that's what's very good about, yeah, this the open source model. So yeah, I'm glad we're also using other open source uh, bits services for hardcover. And yeah, it's a nice model.
Yeah. So so for today, do you want to take a bit of a look at lists and talk about some improvements there?
Yes, of course. Should I share my screen or do you want to share yours?
Yeah, if you want to share yours, you're so much faster in Figma. It's more fun to watch.
Yeah, let me see. So I have, here we go. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Nice. So everyone can see that we're trying to clean up the list page a lot and to make it more fun and easier to use. So we've been thinking of a few ways to do that. First, you don't have the list being part of your profile anymore. So that's very good. And what we're trying to do now is find the positioning of these pesky buttons, and well, they're not pesky; they're very good, but find a position for them somewhere where they're easy to use and also don't clutter the page too much, because there's a lot of things you can do on this page, especially in the table view, and we want to make it as clean as possible. You know how Letterbox does their lists. There's like so much functionality in there, but it's layered, so you don't see it like in the same place at the same time. It's presented to you when and if you need it. So yeah, that's kind of what we're trying to do over here. And yeah, these are the designs we've worked on. I was playing around with this bar that would go on the bottom. I've seen that done, like you said, for comments, and it might be good, uh, but it might also be annoying to have it stick over there, and some people might miss it. So another option would be to have them over here. So this would be like the action zone,
Mm-hmm.
like a list, bookmark it, share it, or duplicate it. Um, I also tried the mobile version to see if that
Oh,
like
nice.
gives us any inspiration. And I asked in the Discord if people like got what these icons are, so we wouldn't have to write the text. And I think apart from this, which is kind of like, yeah, I mean, people got that it's copy list. So I guess the reason why they didn't get it is that it's not like a common thing for, let's say, I think I've only seen it on Letterboxd. So yeah, that might be the reason why people didn't get it. But yeah, they got that this is like, this is bookmark, this is share, and I did this edit button over here if the list is yours.
Yeah. And
So yeah.
so, what would be in? There's this little like menu icon right here, and this one I'm assuming pulls up, this drawer.
Yes.
What uh, I was initially thinking like something like this could be used to pull up like these
These.
options,
Yeah.
but
Let me just duplicate this, and let's delete this. I want to see if I can do something else with that. So we could like basically have all of these. Let's do it like this. So okay, we have this little list. Well, let's make the background a bit more, and well, let's say it's like that. Or well, let's give it an actual background. Not this, something lighter maybe.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Because
that's why I initially put it there. The problem with I have with this one is that I think at least like and bookmark should be like high level. So I guess
Hmm.
it would be like a bit annoying to have to tap a drop down to bookmark or like a list. For duplicating it and sharing it, I think sure, yeah, that's like a good place, even for editing and pinning a list. But I was also looking at Letterboxd, and yeah, I think for the like and bookmark, maybe those can be like, let's put the like here since we have more space now. Like,
Oh yeah, that's kind of
oh yeah, sorry.
no, 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 you're good. That's kind of what I was thinking. But and then with
Yeah, and this
this
would be
option over
share
here,
pin if it was your list. Let's see, do we have a pin here? We don't have a pin here. Let's see. So we go on Font Awesome and search for a pin icon. Pin, not Pinterest. Like, give me an actual pin.
it's a pin. Is it? Man, I feel like I've done this search on Font Awesome multiple times for this same icon.
Oh, Thumbtack.
What's it
Okay,
called? Thumbtack.
Thumbtack.
That's what it is.
Okay, that's a weird name. Well, I guess that's what it is. And edit, which is no, this one. This is pen. Okay, and we can actually make these fill the container and centered. So yeah, we have all those.
And then like these, maybe like over there.
Oh yeah, the views. Yeah, the views can go over there. I initially put the views under like over here, so you'll be able to change the view since they were associated with the books. But I guess over here would be good as well, right? And maybe this would disappear if you clicked on bookmarks or discussions, right?
Um. Oh yeah, good point. Because those are book
Yeah,
specific ones.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, we can put them over. Yeah, that's why I moved all of the filters. So
I
these little
see.
things move to the actual drawer. And I added
Yeah,
appearance over here. Whoa, what did I want to do with that? Uh,
it could have been
Good
like
question. I think,
fade
yeah,
red or um like it would be like the use the cover from your library versus the cover from
yes,
like the book itself.
that's it. Yeah, exactly. So you'd be able to do all the filtering and appearance and view from here. I don't know. Do you think that would be like that extra tap would be annoying?
Hmm. I think I think maybe for the view, I could see the view being like useful enough to put that at the high level. And then if we wanted to, we could make it so that if you're on bookmarks and you click on one of these, then it jumps you back to the books tab with that view active.
Okay, yeah, that's better than making them disappear. That's right. Yeah, wait. I wanted to see if I can make this a little bit. Oh no. Well, just like do it from here. Like 26, 26. So there. This is like 28.
And this does
Okay.
include tags for lists, which is something we currently don't have, but I was playing with the idea of it
Oh yeah, that would
since
actually be
yeah.
good. So, oh, yeah, that wouldn't be like a filtering category. Yeah, I think the top three three tags like here would work really well. I wouldn't show all of them. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, some lists might have like 50 tags. Um,
I
maybe
think,
with show.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we could just limit the number of tags
What do
people
you think?
add for a list, like, mm, or maybe we only show like three and then like dots, and then it can be expanded or something like that.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, maybe with this one. Up. Yeah, it shouldn't be too visible, but just enough so you can, if you want to see all the tags, just see all the tags. Wow, it doesn't look extremely good over here, so maybe just about. Yeah. Since there are a lot of sections that you can scroll vertically over here, at least in table view, yeah, I'm guessing we can make the scroll like this on
Mm.
mobile. Or not, or just
Yeah.
make it so that, if, yeah, it just
Oh yeah.
cuts to,
Yeah. Another option. Well, I was gonna say like make one like partially transparent, like it like fades out, kind of
yeah,
like normally things fade out like horizontally, but fading out like, or normally they fade out vertically, but fading out one horizontally could be a way
yeah.
to like showcase
Uh-huh.
that there's more there.
Let's see. Yeah, that's a good idea. So, taking colors. Here we go. Boom. Yeah, just nice gradient over there.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. That fade looks great.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
and
lot
we'll,
going on in this page, but it feels easier to see than the current version.
yeah, definitely. I mean, we can remove some things from here, especially. So I did this like minimized version of your progress. So over here, I was thinking since we have all this space, we can actually put the stats over here. Like we don't have anything here, so they might go in there. Um, what do you think? On
Yeah, I
desktop, at least.
it's funny because I actually played around with that locally, and it did work. I think like when I thought about making it like an actual chart, like the one right above this, that's when I moved it kind of above.
Yeah,
But if it's
I
like a
get
one
how.
liner,
I mean,
it
this
could
would
fit on the
work
tab bar.
up to like a really limit. I mean, we could put it here. So, and we could put like that line as well. I'd make it smaller though. So we have the line over here, and let's say this is 84, and yeah, clip the content, and we make it 2 pixels instead of one. Yeah, just have it a bit more, I guess, a bit
Mm-hmm.
more minimal, a bit smaller, and we can also add
Yeah, that could work.
gray line so it goes. Yeah,
Mm.
maybe we add a little bit more
It feels
like
a
that
little
on the
cramped
left.
right now,
Wow.
though. Like,
Yeah, well, we might end up like exactly the same place where you had it, but hey, at least we know we iterated.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wh-
I mean, this is not. Yeah,
One of
this is
one of
basically the same thing, but
the things I yeah, the slightly smaller height bar, some typography.
yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, I was
Um,
thinking that it might go if it's on if it's on one line, it might go you know next to either this or this. But if it's on bigger height, maybe we can align it so these are two columns, this is one, and this is the other. And when it gets responsive, this link might be uh, bigger though, like longer than this, so it
and
might be like,
yeah, since in that link, I'm thinking we would just use the domain, but even the domain could be really long. So we'd probably need to cut off the
mm,
domain at a certain character.
yeah, maybe, I don't know, 40, 30 characters, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've really liked that approach for showing links where you don't show the full thing, you just show like the domain it's from.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, because else, I mean, most links on lists are huge. So in this case, it will work really well because you get this. So yeah, that's that's perfect.
One
Uh,
one other thing that I kind of did like about Letterboxd is this list text, like this right here is 103 characters, and I think it can probably hold another 10, so it's like 115 or so. And I'm
yeah.
thinking like the target width for like readability is like 70 characters, which would be cutting off after top.
So basically, put this here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I played around with this like two column alignment. The problem is for this one is I think like when you see a list, the thing you want to see after, I mean, the first thing you want to see is the books. So I wouldn't like make
Mhm.
it go so further down. That was like one of the reasons I tried to push this section to be as uh you know with as little height as possible. Plus, it gives us some weird
Yeah. And
spacings. For instance, if we do this, we might like probably have to play around with all of these. Um, I tried to put like these next to this, so you have like two columns over here and these over here. But
hmm. Yeah, interesting.
I mean, it could work, but and if we like, this is the version without the button. So yeah, looking here, we could do this kind of thing and maybe do this, but this very quickly. So it might pose like some problems because the list titles are very variable. The descriptions are very variable. So the number of tags are also variable. And you see, if we do this, it leaves a lot of space in here. There are a lot of elements which are so even here, there's, I think, too much going on in this part, and people would be interested to see this part as fast as possible. So the actual
Yeah.
books. So I'm thinking how we can make this as decluttered as possible, so that the focus over here is not on like this header, but on the books themselves. The header is just like an intro that's as uh, as
Yeah, you
narrow
don't
as
want to have to
possible.
read 30
Yeah.
options before you start reading the books. You want to have like
Yeah.
the minimum amount you need to see initially. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like one thing I played around with was using something kind of like we did on the mobile um, here, where it's like
Yeah.
yeah, it's like some of that's up there, and then it's yeah. I mean, it's basically like this exact thing that you have here, but with like this component being
Oh,
like
over here, over there.
yeah, like over there, like right aligned with the rightmost thing. But I think I actually
Yeah, I
like.
mean
Well, I don't know.
this.
I think I like that from like here up. This part I'm still like trying to wrap my head around because or these two
This part.
like all the different tabs and all the different options. Like ideally, like if you were able to just see this and have
Yeah.
these be accessed in a different way, it would be so much cleaner. But
Yeah, that's a
you
great
need
idea. I mean,
those somewhere.
yeah, what if, I mean, let's rethink the navigation, because I had a problem with the tabs. I mean, not a problem, but I think there's an opportunity here to rethink, yeah, how you're navigating through these. So the tabs can be up top, but yeah, if the tabs weren't up top, where would they be? Because I'm thinking. They could be maybe somewhere else. So
Yeah,
if you were here and you'd see like this um, this layout, uh, where would you go to navigate? So we have books, stats, bookmarks, discussions. Mm,
yeah,
can you think of,
yeah. I was
yeah,
thinking
another
like
example? Yeah.
yeah, like um, yeah. There's like a drop down, or maybe like this thing right here, like a becomes a link to stats by itself, and then like bookmarks becomes a link to bookmarks. But then
Yeah,
I
that could
guess
work, but yeah,
that's actually it actually needs to bookmark it though, so it doesn't exactly
yeah.
work.
I know. Yeah, and it's, I mean, it will definitely create confusion for people who actually want to bookmark it. Uh, and it kind of like needs the navigation to be like, if we're going to use it over here, we got to make a pattern to use this navigation in other places on the website. So, if we have, so tab navigation basically, yeah, allows you to browse through multiple screens. I'm thinking like if we had a swipe approach on this, but yeah, on desktop it doesn't really work. Or maybe if we place the tabs someplace else, but yeah, that again is kind of tricky. Uh, we could
Hmm.
also have an approach, like we have this bar with just the icons, but I'm worried over here that it we need text for it to be clear. I don't know.
Yeah,
Mm,
I guess. Yeah, I'm wondering like one one option is okay. Let's say I'm just gonna brainstorm this. We say
yeah,
15 bookmarks, and like this goes to the bookmarks page. Um, where is okay? And then so kind of what we need is like stats. So if there's some way to make this stats part go to stats, yeah, yeah, exactly, something like that.
maybe that. So we mix it in. So
That could work.
it's just this, and yeah, this is. Yeah, I think that's the problem I had with it. See, because from this tab we have four like tabs right now. We have books, stats, bookmarks, and discussions. I think people are realistically interested in books, and then I think stats are nice, bookmarks are nice. So seeing people who bookmarked the
But books are
entire
the core.
thing, and
Yeah.
discussions would be important. So I'm guessing if this was with discussions active, what would it look like and where would discussions be? I'm thinking, discussions could be like right at the end of it, like comments. Let me like bring in some mockups
Mm.
from the discussions prototype so that we can where are they? Let's grab one
I have
from here. So discussions
an
would
idea for this too.
basically be like all the discussions like these. So let's copy these. Up, where is it? Okay.
Yeah, I copied one over to, but
Which
I
one?
think we already have a.
Okay, just paste
Yeah.
discussions over here. So you'd have these, and then you'd have like discussions, maybe with a nice title. Whoop, not that. Well, yeah, just mocking things up really rough here, but
Same. In a Yeah, in that case, where would
we're in
yeah? So
work
how would
mode,
discussions
everybody.
kind of play
This
into it?
is what flow feels like. Yeah, I think, it would need some kind of tab navigation because you can't just show discussions, even though the books would be like, actually remove this because I don't really like it. And we'd have to
Yeah.
be able to trigger like the filters and all the sorting. So I'm thinking, if we can trigger this on mobile, um, maybe this can be a drop down that can be used on desktop as well. So we're using the exact same thing. So there are these
Mm-hmm.
icons that we just use over here, maybe.
Yeah.
Wait, Adam, I don't think I can hear you if you're.
Oh, let's see. Can you hear me? Um, hmm. Let me double
Let me
check my
stop
mic
sharing
here.
and get back. And they're up. I think you're
Let's
blocked.
see. Anything now? Okay. Technical difficulties.
Ah, here we go. I think you
Cool.
were
Can you hear
blocked for
me?
some time, or I was blocked for some time.
No, I was mostly listening to you anyway, so I wasn't saying much.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
But
So let
yeah, I
me
like the
share
idea
that.
of
Yeah.
having the um like the filter drop down and the like appearance icons on the desktop that are very similar to the mobile one. I think that I think I was initially trying to do too many options, kind of like how Letterbox does, where you can just like top level click into a lot of them. But it does clutter the interface a lot, and I feel like I've been using Letterbox for 10 years, and there are still options in there I've never clicked into. So that's probably a good sign that it's maybe overcomplicated, except for super advanced users.
Okay. Yeah. It cut off a bit. Yeah, I know. I mean, I totally get it. And it's nice to have them high level accessible. But I guess like one extra. So the thing you're trading is clarity or uh, getting to what you see first to like another tap or click that you'd have to make to achieve
Yeah,
filtering.
and
But I'm
maybe
guessing filtering
these
is
here
kind of like a
too.
secondary option. So the first like priority on this page would be to see the books. Everybody wants to see the books, and then they read the description. They read the title is the hook that you see, when you're browsing lists. Then you want to see the actual books on the list. Then you want to see maybe even before the description the reason why they were added on the list. So for the car view, that's gonna be like really important. And I think the filtering has to do more with mm, a secondary action where you really want to dig into what's happening on the list. It's either someone else's list that you want to filter, or it's a list from a known source that you want to, let's say, it has more than 200 books and you want to find something really specific to your reading. So it totally makes sense to not have it like high level up there. When you're filtering, you really want to pay attention. So it wouldn't be something you'd want to do like a lot, like just filter through. It's like you're looking at the list, you're filtering, you're looking at the list again for, I don't know, maybe 5, 10, 20 minutes. Then you're refining your filters, but it's not something that you just want to like sort and filter, like do over and over again. So yeah, that kind of looks
Yeah,
good.
it's
Um,
yeah. I think I'm trying to see if your screen has updated with some of the changes that mine has. Does yours
oh yeah,
see?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay. Okay.
I
Yeah.
think maybe I'd put this
Oh,
over
yeah.
here because I guess this is like an action, right? So this would be, maybe we can even stick like duplicate and share in there and just have it like that.
Yeah. Because it's exactly. Yeah. Because then it could also have pin to profile and edit. It's kind of, yeah, it's all those control behaviors that don't really change what's in the list or how the list looks. So yeah, it makes sense to be up there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then we could
So
probably
those
just
are the
add
actions basically. So yeah,
like some
that
other
would be
one
the
for
filtering.
sorting,
Well, yeah, I think, I mean, this makes a lot of
unless we
sense.
want sorting and
And
filtering to be in the same thing.
I think it's
But
easy to, you can even like maybe put like, do you think it's clear these are filters, or do we need something like this, or like maybe a button for those?
actually, I kind of like these ones that you created that are like,
Oh, these ones, right?
yeah,
Oh yeah, you already got them. Yeah,
like
here we go.
these,
Yeah. Oh,
like
let
would,
me grab the 12 from there.
whoop,
Whoop. Sorry.
oh yeah.
And just put it over the filter so you know how many filters you have, and just put it maybe here. No, wait, here.
What about
Maybe.
like a kind of filters in a light gray and then the 12 in kind of a dark gray?
Oh yeah.
Kind of like the sort ones.
So dark gray. 12. Oh, not that. Jesus. Yeah, this is good.
And that's seems pretty good. Like one option is like we put these aligned with that, or we put them
Yeah.
after. If we put them after, then like this component right here is like dynamic enough that we could inject um, this part anywhere we show a list of books. Like that could be on the author page, it could be on tags page. It's
Yeah, that. Oh, yeah.
so,
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, right now it's looking very, very clean. This is very good.
oh yeah. I
Maybe even
think
like make it
I think
like.
we had like this here,
Oh yeah.
and we talked about this here. Oops.
Here we go. Yeah, and basically clicking on the bookmarks would take to the bookmarks, or maybe just show like the people who bookmark it with a lazy load in like a dialogue similar to the one where you're searching
Oh
for
yeah.
people, kind of like, whoop.
Or like uh, our likes modal. It could be kind of similar to our likes
Yes.
modal.
Uh-huh. Yeah, something like this.
Oh, that. I'm trying to
Well,
think like there are some I think the most bookmarked list has over 100 bookmarks.
maybe then it's a modal, so it doesn't like, yeah. Maybe it's a modal and you scroll and it's lazy loading and you just have like the latest ones on top.
Yeah, I mean that would be easy enough, and that way we wouldn't have to have a whole extra page for just that, and
Yeah.
they could stay here on this page while it's going. And in that case, the books part wouldn't even need to be a link really, unless you're on the stats page.
Oh yeah, exactly. And we can have like a backlink on the stats page, maybe. So back to books.
Yeah,
I'm gonna design the stats page as well. I think that could
mm,
use some updates at some point. Maybe not now, but
yeah. That's I think that's like when I think about the oldest pages on hardcover, I think the list stats page could be one of the oldest pages.
I think like with the number of updates we've done to the other pages, yeah, it might as well be. Which says like things about how fast we ship. I
Yeah.
mean, I know the list page didn't receive updates for, like, we already did that, and it felt like new last time we did it. Now it's gonna feel like, even, I mean, this is like refined to a point where
Yeah.
this is gonna be
It's
great to like experience. Yeah, I mean, this is
yeah.
looking
It's
great.
it's
So
funny
what's
because
left to design over here? Yeah, go ahead.
let's see. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say it's like we had to go through all those phases to figure out like what was too much so we could roll it back and make it easy to use. And I feel like now we're kind of combining those, like we're combining a powerful list experience with an easy to use experience, which I'm very
Yeah.
excited about.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot, and I think my experience in design goes exactly like this. So you kind of like have to blow it up to like a proportion where you add everything you want in there, and at that moment is when you realize you gotta refine it. But yeah, I mean, that's how it works, and it's working here. It's got all the stuff, but look at this.
um,
This is, yeah, very nice and clean. Nice. So what's left to
yeah,
design over here is like how it would behave on the stats page and all of these drop downs, but those are pretty easy. And for filters, do you think we should be doing a popover or something like that, or should we do something different?
hmm. Yeah. So I feel like the easiest way would be uh, doing a popover that's similar to the mobile one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, because on mobile, like it's going to be one popover for sorting and filtering. And if we
Yeah,
do the filtering one,
it would just
it's kind
be
of like yeah, and we if we don't need this view one anymore,
and
um,
appearance. Maybe yeah, appearance as well. And maybe we'll like expand this so it's not filters, it's like the actual filters.
yeah, I, I I'm trying to remember what I yeah, because a lot of these are going to be like um, well, I guess one thing to figure out for this is how much we want to allow people to set things like with the keyboard versus just clicking. So, for instance, um, like genres are an easy one to me. Like we can just list out the genres that are in this list sorted by like count. So we could
Yeah,
say like fantasy 5, and then it has like a little check mark by it, or it has probably an option that says like all, and
yeah,
that's the default. And then if they select one of them, it unselects all and it selects the one that they click on, and they can select multiple, and it filters by those genres.
nice.
um, but for something like I guess it depends on what maybe the next thing we need to do is figure out exactly what we want to be able to filter by and what we
Yeah,
want to be able
exactly.
to sort by here.
Yeah, because I think
Because I
now,
feel like
yeah,
yeah.
I know.
Oh, go
Now
ahead.
there's like a lot of options, but I don't feel like they're used. And using hardcover, I think we also got the sense of what you actually want to do and what's useful or not. So yeah, I guess like let's see what filters you actually want to have in there. Probably like common sense ones. Like you have, maybe this could be like a filter, not have its own category, like the published between this year and this year, the average ratings between this and that, number of stars. And I'm guessing I like the letterboxed flow where you actually have categories of filters, and then you go into the actual filter, set it, and go back to the category. So we could do that. We just have to figure out
Mm-hmm.
where to put, like,
I like that too.
yeah.
Yeah, that would allow for like a full screen for each of those filters. So if you wanted to do like um, release date between X and Y, or release year more likely between X and Y, um,
Hmm.
we could make both of those like fields, or they could be draggable,
Yeah.
like a range input.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
great. It probably, like, the only thing I'm worried about is that this is a popover. So the only thing to be mindful of here is how this space. So if the filters are more complex, if the popover becomes bigger when you go, like, into actually setting them, or if we should do something else completely, like maybe have like one of those bars where you have them on the side, and that bar becomes the drawer on mobile, but you actually, like, if you click on filters, you
Mm,
have this kind of like side drawer on the left or
yeah.
right, and you have like more space to set everything. What are your thoughts on that? And I think, yeah.
Hmm. I I think I think I'm almost leaning towards the side drawer on desktop for filters. For sorting,
Mhm.
I'm thinking it could be that drop down because we're only going to have a couple of sorting options, or
Yeah.
at least a finite number. But
Yeah.
filters could be long.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. That's my worry as well. And we could do that. I had like a nice popover example. Let me see. There's like this library. I think I shared it a couple of times, and they have like a Radix UI component for, what's it called? I mean, we can use Fremore Motion for that actually. And just as we do like the bottom drawer on mobile, we can do the side drawer on desktop. So what's like appearing from beneath on mobile actually appears from like the side.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think we
think
just have to figure out
I'd be down
what's
for that.
supposed to go in there. So I think that's our next mission.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I think this leaves
Well,
it in a good place for us to have a think about that.
yeah, cool. Well, I think this will probably be the next thing I work on after search plus getting the year in books out. So there's no rush to get this designed ASAP. So we can iterate on the filters and search a bit more.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it
I think
definitely
we're in a
pays
good
off.
spot.
Yeah, it pays off to iterate. I mean, look at the progress we've been making just by, yeah, a couple of iterations, and it will definitely be a game changer to see it like that with the same controls. It would be like,
Yeah.
yeah, really nice to use.
And
Ah, it's perfect.
one one last question thought I have is for that stats part. Um, Initially, I conceived stats to have there's kind of like two categories of stats. There's stats about the list, and there's stats for you about the list. And I'm
Hmm.
thinking maybe we do away with stats about the list and make it just about you. And that way we don't have to worry about creating multiple versions of the stats page. It's like, here are your stats for this list. Um, but it's also kind of neat in that stats page, we could show general stats about the list as well.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, that's. I
any,
mean, I liked that. You could see the general stats as well. I guess those are useful. For your stats, I guess it would be how much you've read, uh, and what else could we include over there? for like your personal
Yeah.
stats related to that list, because I'm thinking
Yeah.
this would be a bit trickier, like how many authors you've read, but it would basically be around how like much you've covered from that list. And apart from
Yeah.
like the books you've read and the authors you've read from that list, like you've read other books from authors that appeared on that list,
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
would
it
be
becomes kind of both. It becomes a general stats page, and if you're logged in, we enhance it with additional stats about you. That way,
yeah,
it
that
kind of
actually,
serves both purposes.
yeah, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. And we have maybe we can like revamp that the stats page just a little bit, but to make it more visual. I'm thinking make everything closer to what I've seen other apps do, like make it more visual and more simplified. Well, it is already pretty visual,
Yeah,
but
and
yeah, make it even more like fun. But a mix
one
sounds great.
yeah, yeah, and it could even be a list, like not like a list feature, but like a group of books feature, like basically being able to get stats on any group of books.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
that'd
then
be great. I
that
mean,
way that same feature could be used on an author. It could be used on a your want to read list.
yeah, and we
Yeah, or
basically have,
your goals. If you did it for your goals, we could do like a year in review for your goal, and that would be your goals stats page.
yeah, that'd be, yeah. If we can like make it
'Cause-
so modular, yeah. I mean, it would be great to have those stats for multiple things that we can just like, uh, yeah. Let's look into that. Let's see if that works. It would be great to do the same we do as discussions, to make everything so modular that we can get like those stats for authors, for your goals. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that'd be neat. Plus it would allow us to make
cool.
it look the same for your stats, like my year in books would look the same as the hardcover year in books, and it will look the same as the list stats, which, yeah, I think is kind of like where I
Mm,
think we should be going with how we approach it. But yeah,
yeah,
it's nice. There's also like editing the list, but I'm guessing that's like a simple screen. We can just like take care of that after
yeah,
we push all the updates, to make the editing like as simple as possible as well. So if you want to change the description, maybe set the cover for pro accounts as well, like set a custom cover for the list, not have the,
yeah.
that'd be nice. I mean, I'd use that feature. I mean, that would be interesting to set my custom cover.
That would
And
be
it could be
yeah,
used for promotional purposes as well. I've seen lots of book talkers and lots of people on like other networks on Instagram have themed imagery with their books. Like an author has a book and they want to promote it, that could sit over there, or they could just have a nice
that would be
image
cool.
or their art. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
if we could make it, if we could make that like part of a content creator's process where they're like, they're making a video about a list on TikTok. If they make the list on hardcover to kind of set it up, to brainstorm, and then they record their video, then they could just link their video afterwards. So if we can make lists that easy to use that they're like using it as part of their creation process, which is what we're doing for the year in books. So we know it's a possibility. Then that would be a good way to kind of ease into some new like content creators using hardcover. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, you cut off a
Well,
bit. Yeah.
let's see. Oh yeah, cool.
There you go.
Well, I think we've covered a bunch, but yeah,
Yeah.
this has been a fun one.
Yeah, yeah, it's been really good, and I'm
Cool.
really glad how this turned out. Great. Well, yeah. Until next time, I guess we'll be cooking the lists and the urine books, and librarians, watch out on that channel because we need your help to sort out the urine books page to get it ready for Christmas. Yeah. And other than that, see you next week.
Yep. Bye. See ya.
Yeah. Bye.